Hi Year 7, this is Mr. George and I want to give you in this screencast my second induction to the library. And this one is specifically about fiction reading lists. In the library we have about 8,500 books and this is fantastic, but the size of the collection can make finding the book to read that is perfect for you a challenge. As mentioned in my first induction talk a few weeks back, we have tried to help by genrefying the library. This puts all of the fiction of the same type together, all of the historical fiction together, and all of the science fiction together, etc. Now, in this screencast, I want to introduce you to what is probably the most important mechanism for you to use if you need some help in choosing a book that's perfect for you. This is our online fiction reading lists. To get to these reading lists, you need to go to the library's website. Either click from Class Gateway or go to www.classlibrary.com. If you follow this link, the screen that you will arrive at is our library's OPAC. You will have already seen this as you've searched in the school library. But to get to the library's website, you need to follow this secondary library link here, and that takes you to here, the school library's website. At the top of this screen, you can see we've got a list of tabs here. And one of these tabs is called Fiction Lists. And from this list, let's choose the Year 7 lists. That takes us to here. You can see that we've divided our reading lists up by genre: adventure and thrillers, animal stories, classic fiction, fantasy, ghost and horror, historical fiction, humorous stories, multicultural fiction, realistic fiction. Those are stories about real life, families, school, and everything else. And all sorts of others. So, what I want to do is I want to first explain to you that we've got two different types of searches here for each genre. The red eye that I'm pointing to here, these ones search the school's library OPAC. And the ones which are the G actually search for exactly the same books, but it displays them in a different way on Goodreads shelves. So let's imagine that we want to look at adventure and thrillers as a genre. Let me first show you what it looks like if you click on the eye. If you click on the eye, you come to a screen like this, and you will see that we've got it's found 27 books on this reading list. These are specifically the books that we're recommending for Year 7. The way that we find these lists is, and I would have to say that I don't have time to read all of the books on the shelves myself, but I use the School Librarian magazine from the UK and the Books for Keeps magazine from the Literacy Trust in the UK. And that's how I know that these books are absolutely fantastic. Now, you need to realize this is only displaying the first 10 books of 27. If you want to get to the next 10, you have to click forward here. The tick on the screen indicates that the book is available on shelf. The little blue book cover that my cursor is hovering around here, that indicates that it's a hard copy book, and therefore it's got a tick. You should be able to find it on shelf. Over this side, you can see that this one is an ebook. So if you go looking for this, you will not find it on shelf. I will explain how to use ebooks another time. I would like you to know that whenever I put things on this list, I only ever include the first book in any series, and there is no overlap. There is no duplication between the lists for Year 7 and Year 8. If I was to click on the G button for adventure and thrillers here, that would take me to this screen. Now, I think that students often like this because they quickly see all of the images of the covers tiled on the screen. If you hover over any of the covers, you get a quick indication of what the book is about. And if you want to see more information about the book, you can click on the More link, and that opens the full details about that book in Goodreads. Now, we hope that you will find the hundreds of suggestions in these lists really helpful. And I hope that you now get a chance to explore these lists and note down any books that you would like to read. So I'm expecting you to come to the likes of here. Let's say that you're interested in what fantasy books I'm recommending. Click on here, and unfortunately it'll probably take a minute because I'm on Wi-Fi, but this then opens up my recommendations for fantasy and supernatural. So have a look through these and note down any books that you would like to read. And I think it's important that we say this, and I'm sure your English teachers would agree with me, is that reading, including fiction reading, is one of the most important ways to develop yourself. Of course, in terms of vocabulary, spelling, and grammar, but it is well proven that widely read students make more worldly aware young people. And something that I'm absolutely convinced of is that everybody can enjoy reading fiction. The challenge for us is that we just need to get the right book into your paws. Please use this list to help you find those just right books. Enjoy your reading. Signing off here, Mr. George.